You're invited to imagine what's next. What the next view you wake up to will be. Where your next adventures will start from. Your perfect space to entertain. And your sanctuary to unwind in. As you begin to imagine your new place, we'll be here to help you find it. Because nothing compares to what's next. Sotheby'sRealty.com.
The winners of India Smart Cities Award 2022 were announced recently. On the urban agenda, we bring you face-to-face with key leaders of smart cities that bagged these important awards to understand what has been achieved under India's 100 Smart City mission and has it truly impacted the lives of the people of these cities. Here's a quick recap of the 100 Smart Cities mission, its objectives and achievements so far. Now, the 100 Smart City mission was launched in 2015 by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, or MoHUA. These cities were selected through a two-stage competition between June 2016 and June 2018. The objective of the mission is to promote sustainable and inclusive cities that provide core civic infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to its citizens. Now, if that's a little bit confusing for you, let me break it down in simple language. This means adequate water and electricity supply, sanitation including waste management, efficient mobility solutions like the buses in a city, affordable housing, especially for the poor, excellent IT connectivity, and cost-effective delivery of other services needed like health, safety, and traffic management through perhaps the use of technology-based smart solutions. Now, this pretty much covers everything that a city needs for good quality of life. Now, latest publicly available data states that smart cities have finished 76% of the total projects valued at a little over than 1,10,000 crore rupees. Now, each smart city has two kinds of projects to complete by 2024. Pan-city projects where the aim is to improve public services to citizens with the help of technology and digitization like citizen apps and the integrated command and control centers, or ICCCs. Then there are area-based development projects which focus on upgrading a particular locality. This could mean transforming a crowded market, a slum area, or revived lakes, or even a historic monument and its surrounding area. For example, the recent renovation of the Ghanta Ghar or the iconic clock tower at Lal Chowk under Srinagar Smart City project. Let's welcome the leaders of the winning smart cities. We have with us Shalini Agarwal, Municipal Commissioner of Surat Municipal Corporation. Ma'am, really good that you could make time for this discussion. Also with us, Prathap, Municipal Commissioner and CEO Smart City Coimbatore. It's the first South-based smart city which has actually won an award in the built environment category. Our independent expert today is NSN Murthy, Partner Government Consulting at Deloitte, India. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us as well. Shalini ji, first of all, congratulations on Surat bagging the #2 spot in the overall mission awards. And of course, two more awards. One is the Innovative Idea Award for Self-Sustaining Public Gardening Canal Pathway and for also revenue generation from different sources through your ICC. Now, that's really commendable. My question is, how much of a difference do the people of Surat feel that the Smart City mission has made in their lives?
Thank you so much for inviting me for today's session on Smart City Mission. And for the first time, I think the Government of India, when it launched Smart City Mission in 2015, they directly put trust on people of cities. And Government of India directly involved three-tier governance of India. And so much of flexibility in terms of planning, management, in terms of financial reforms, in terms of public participation, in terms of community participation. And also lots of flexibility in terms of selection of projects were given to urban cities. I think that in today's world, urban cities are playing very important role with 80% of GDP coming from urban cities, and especially in India. Urban cities are going to be growth engine of economy, where currently 70% of GDP is coming from India, which is expected to rise at a very rapid pace in future years. So under a smart city mission, Surat city, which is the 8th largest city in India, has taken lots of initiatives in terms of physical infrastructure, in terms of e-governance, technology, innovation, in terms of environmental sustainable actions, in terms of making Surat future ready as a future city in India. So the team is overwhelmed, and I thank Government of India to select Surat as the second winner in the country.
All right. So you're saying that the effect has been on multiple fronts and not just the 2 awards that have been won. Mr. Prathap, Coimbatore, now that's making headlines for some time now for its lake rejuvenation and road remodeling project. And you're also the first city in the south of India to have secured the prize under built environment category. So congratulations to you. Have the people of Coimbatore recognized this as a big achievement and improvement of their city? What are you feeling on ground?
Coimbatore Smart City was selected in the first round of cities in 2016. So we want to do something different from cities, and we don't want to involve in projects which were always doable under a general things. So since Smart City is a special mission, we want to do something special for the city which will be having a huge impact on the people. So this lake rejuvenation is one key aspect and one unique thing which the Coimbatore Smart City has taken, because Coimbatore is probably one of the very few cities in the country where there are 7 cascade system of lakes within the city. So right inside the city, we have more than 100 acres each of lake is available in the city. So all the lakes are connected. So by it was built in Chola city. And by the time as goes on, there were a lot of encroachments and a lot of other things which led to deterioration in the quality of lakes. And we wanted to actually revive the lakes, and that's where Coimbatore stood out as an exception. So as you asked, people are very proud because this lakes once used to be place where which is a no man's region. Now it's full of people. So when you even now before coming to here, I was passing through one of the lakes. So it has been at evening time now when sun is too hot, there are around 5,000 people are there on the lakes doing their activity.
5,000 people, wow, around the rejuvenated Coimbatore Lake. Now that's
there are a lot of things. So a lot of it's not only single aspects, because we have boating there. We have a cycle track there which people do. We have selfie points and those things.
Over to Mr. Murthy. Now, NSN, you have an overview of the mission and what's happening across several cities. I know that you're now looking at a larger portfolio of government, but smart cities has been something that you've been very passionate about. What do you think have been the key success areas of the missions, and where do you think there are still gaps to be filled up?
The projects which were designed for all human, or what we call is in our consulting language, is all citizen centric. So when the mission guidelines were created and it was drafted out and shared with everyone, the biggest thing was how do you create each and every project under all the parameters which needs to cater to one of the 2 elements. One is you need to be extremely citizen centric. You need to be frugal in approach. You need to make sure that the industry is together. And you need to make sure that there is an improvement, a delta X improvement in the overall situation of the city. But the first one was actually citizen centricity. So if any city which, if you see the awards, whether it is Chandigarh, whether it's Surat, or if you see even any other city which has won the project, all of them have actually created projects which are primarily citizen centric to start with. And the second is they are actually maintained and managed it over a period of time. It's not easy for Indore to be number 1 in several years on several parameters unless and until you maintain and manage. So the second element to a successful smart cities mission is to have something which you repeatedly do again and again with the same amount of passion and the kind of interventions, improvement in the overall process. And the finally is, I think, involvement of the private sector. Most of the cities which have won awards, they had a very healthy private sector engagement from the beginning. Industry consultation, meeting them, running the workshops, going into and having a outreach of the commissioners with the industry. Those are actually the features and phenomena. So that's a part one, the success factors of that.
Let me stop you there, NSN. We'll come back to the what's left behind a little bit later, because right now let's stay with the positives of the smart city mission. Shalini ji, very important points put forth by Mr. Murthy. People also say that the reason that another reason why some cities have done better than the other cities is simply because of that wonderful SPV structure and having, you know, a structure where the role and responsibility is very clearly defined and every other agency of the city comes together to work towards a project. Is it the governance structure which has made these successes possible?
Yes, I think that in a smart city mission, first time the flexibility was given to the cities that you design your projects in accordance with consultation with people, with other departments and with the stakeholders. And secondly, you also converge the projects from different schemes of central government and state government and also from your own funds. And thirdly, for the implementation and maintenance of these projects involve private sectors. And fourthly, Smart City Mission pushed cities and encouraged the cities to promote municipal financing in an innovative way. So take funds from multilateral agencies like World Bank, IFC and converge them, or they promoted first time borrowings in big way. Also, they promoted municipal bonds. So lots of innovations were promoted in smart city missions. And for that, the SPV under smart city mission was created and dedicated funds from central government and state government and from corporations. They were deployed in those SPVs. Again, for creation of SPVs, lots of flexibility was given to the corporations. So every city has got its own need and its own aspirations, and as per their aspirations, these smart city mission SPV were created. I must say that one USP of smart city mission was promotion of technology and innovation so that more outcomes can be achieved from less resources. And you must be observing that in 100 cities, integrated command and control center was the first prerequisite to get these funds. And integrated command and control centers over a period of time have become center of governance, center of monitoring, center of implementation, supervision, even in disaster management and even in COVID preparedness, in COVID times, flood times, cyclone times. Integrated command and control center has become one of the backbone of governance in urban cities.
Okay. All right. Quick question to you before we get into what can be done more. Mr. Prathap, this question is for you. What's next? I mean, your timeline of completing all your mission projects for Coimbatore by 2024 stands, and what's the next big thing we'll hear from Coimbatore?
The one thing which we wanted to do is we wanted to maintain it. And then the second is create a big water path so that from first leg, if you can travel by boat to the last leg. So this is the next big thing which Coimbatore Smart City envisages.
Stay with us as we carry the discussion forward and focus on, is the smart city concept misunderstood? Why does it come under frequent attacks by urban planners and environmentalists every time a city is under threat of a flood or any other disaster?
You're invited to imagine what's next. What the next view you wake up to will be. Where your next adventures will start from. Your perfect space to entertain. And your sanctuary to unwind in. As you begin to imagine your new place, we'll be here to help you find it. Because nothing compares to what's next. Sotheby'sRealty.com